Hi, welcome back. And my name is Yusuf Khan, and today I'm going to show you basics of JavaScript. And what I'm going to show you is very basic introduction. What is JavaScript? How does it work? What are the concepts behind it? And there are some presentations which I'll show, and also a basic code that which you will get some familiarity. Yeah. So, what is JavaScript? JavaScript is a scripting language used to interact with and control pages loaded into a web browser. It provides a rich palette of functionality for interacting with the user, the page, and the internet. So, first, you need to bear in your mind that it's a scripting language. We call it JavaScript. So, whatever piece of code you will write, you will call it writing a script. Okay, then the second thing is it's a client-side language. There are two types of languages, right, which are like a object oriented. One, like such as JavaScript, it's a client-side script, and another one is a server-side script or server-side language. You can say you can say PHP, C sharp, and these kind of languages, right, which are object oriented OOPS languages we call. So the client side language such as JavaScript, what it does, user requests a page to a server, page data rendered in the browser, then JavaScript interacts with page loaded in a browser. So whenever it encounters a script, JavaScript executes within a browser. So there's nothing involved, there's no involvement of server in executing of JavaScript. Actually, JavaScript itself execute in the browser. So that's why we can call it a client side, because your browser is a client side. Yeah, it's within your computer, or in other words, what you can say that all JavaScript code executes within your machine rather than the server, right? So this is something which we need to bear in our mind. Yeah, and it is also important to understand from get-go, like JavaScript in a page, why it is important, what we do, right, and why we use JavaScript. Like I explained to you what it does, how it executes, but why we need it. So there are main two reasons you need to understand. First, like you can change the appearance of your page, right? If you put some condition, if and else, and all this, I'll show you later on my further videos, right? So it will change the appearance if it encounters a code. And the second thing is it allows user to interact, like creating a communication. So this is something you need to understand. So the best example I would give is a Google Analytics, which use JavaScript, which is like monitor various metrics about visitors and their statistics and how much traffic is being generated on your website. So this is a perfect example of JavaScript. Or sometimes you can see there is an automatic option, like a suggestion when you're writing something on the Google search, it gives you automatic search, like it starts suggesting you keywords. So this is all JavaScript. Yeah, now what we will learn today: JavaScript interpreter, what its role, literals, identifier, and variable declaration. Yeah, so first thing is Java interpreter. So when the browser encounter, right, I'll explain you while writing practically. So this is my Sublime text. You can use any text editor. It could be some live text, it will be Notepad++, it could be Eclipse or Atom or whatever you like to, brackets, whatever you like to use, right? All are adapt with JavaScript. They have compatibility with JavaScript, so you can write JavaScript code there, right? So I just bring basic structure of HTML. Yeah, first I need to save it, so I save it on JavaScript folder. So this is index page, so I just write down index.html, and I just find out HTML, yeah, and created it. Yeah, so it's HTML. Then I just go to basic structure, HTML is already IntelliSense. So I brought the basic structure of HTML. Right now I give my title basics of JavaScript. Yeah, so within the body tag, now there are two ways, right? One is linked JavaScript, which is like if you see your CSS style sheet, sometimes you do inline styling, sometimes you do external style sheet. Yeah, so when you create your external style sheet, it's extensions.cs. In the same way, we include our JavaScript file, so which ends with .js. So quickly I just show you how to include your or link your JavaScript file. Yeah, so it's like script text type JavaScript. Yeah, and this is something we do, and we put a source. So source would be, I'm just showing it, it doesn't exist right in my computer, but I'm showing you what should be the syntax and how you will show it. So if you say javascript.js, so this is the source. Yeah, you linked it with the your HTML file. So if you start writing in your javascript.js, it will start interacting. But in this video I'm showing you inline Java or embedded JavaScript within your page. So because I want to keep it very simple, I don't want to make it create complicated. Yeah, so what happens when you start writing your first script? As I said, JavaScript is a scripting language. So what you do, you just in the body tag you write down script. It's there. Yeah, so what it says, script type is equal to text/JavaScript. So you initialize your script and you explained your your browser that this is a JavaScript code, it's a scripting code. Yeah, and then after that, within the script, yeah, in the sorry, it pops my emails, right? So within the script tag, start script, closing script tag, you write down your JavaScript code. So document dot write. Yeah, and then you have brackets, and inside the brackets put commas, right? And in the commas you can write down anything you want, any HTML tag you can render. So I write down in a paragraph. Yeah, and I write down hello, my favorite, hello world. I just love it, I don't know why. So, and terminated semicolon. Yeah, now Control S, we save it, and now I go to that page. So I need to go page and JavaScript, and I open it. I like to use it. Hello world. So it's there. So you printed hello world there. So document.write is a built-in command, right, which you write any code, any you want to display any message. So this is a paragraph tag of HTML, and you printed it hello world. Now what you can do, you can turn into h1. Yeah, so this is h1, and if you go, see, it turned into h1. So this is how you render your thing, your first script, and this is script like is document.write. So you display your message there. So now I asked you what I'm going to teach, JavaScript interpreter. Now at this point, yeah, when you start your scripting tag, so what is the role of interpreter? So what happens when the browser encounters a script tag, right, and it says type text/JavaScript? So element, the content of the script are immediately passed to the browser's JavaScript interpreter. So it's inside somebody sitting whose job is interpret JavaScript. As soon the browser encounters a script tag, and what it does, its job to make sense of a script and instruct the browser to act accordingly, right? It's the supervisor who is looking after your JavaScript code. As soon the browser encounters, hey, it's a JavaScript, it passed to the browser's interpreter, JavaScript interpreter. So there is a JavaScript interpreter who executes the code, understand it, make it sense, interpret it as it sounds, interpreter, and tell the browser you have to act accordingly what JavaScript says. So once the interpreter has finished or executing a script, it gives back the control to the browser, which then continues to process the page. So this is the role. Yeah. So this is the role, which is, just hang on before it gives me a problem. Yeah, it's fine. Which gives control back, and this is the role of the interpreter. The interpreter is the first mechanism which encounters with the JavaScript, yeah, and interprets it. So this is something happens. So the second thing which I'm going to teach is literals. Now, what are literals? The literals are like it's a piece of any data, like a value. It could be like hello world, it could be any numerical number, any value, or any piece of data. It could be boolean, true or false, right? Like a switch, or it could be any null value like a 0, yeah, nothing. So literals are the values, right, or any data which is directly into the script. And like, for example, hello world is, we want to print hello world, so this is literal. Yeah, so this is something we say. Then we have identifiers. Now you have to build a concept of identifier. Identifiers are like variables, or like it identifies what it is. And always remember, it is case sensitive. So if it's my name is small name, or like as a special, or like a capital letter, so it's a case sensitive, so you need to assign in a way. So what happens, the JavaScript leaves you free to choose the names you wish to use as identifiers, as long as you follow a few basic rules. So never use any reserved word. There are some reserved words as well, special keywords which you can't use for your variable name, for your identifier. And the first character is always a letter, right, or underscore, or a dollar sign. Yeah, so you must choose your identifier, that how you are. It could be like something, I can say now you can say like a my value. I'm just showing you how you could give, or you can give a dollar sign, my value, yeah, or you can use underscore, my value, or, and this my value is a case sensitive, right? And that's what you do. Now the thing is, how do you declare this identifier, right? So you need to use a keyword. Now you can't use variable. var is a keyword, yeah, you can't use var as your identifier. It's a type. You are telling this is a variable, right? And variable is, if you ask me, I'll explain you. Variable is a portion of computer memory, or it's a space where you stored your data. So, and it's also uses identifier, so you can keep any values. It could be hello world, it could be anything, it could be values. So you assign a variable there. So the thing is, the variable, I just put variable question, for example, yeah, and terminate with the semicolon. Then I create another variable, declare another variable which is answer, Yeah. Now this is our declared. Okay. Now what I can do, I can assign a value answer 50. So I assign this value to the answer. Yeah. So now when you declared the answer value, you can assign a value to a declared to the question as well. Yeah. So there are two ways. In the same way, like I can start writing here, or I can declare it down separately. So what I don't have to use the variable key, this variable keyword, because I already declared it. Now what you can do, whether you can just declare first and assign value later, or you can declare your variable and also assign the value to it. So there are two ways, right? So I'm choosing the second way, right? So this time question is equal to, yeah, comma, and I am teaching JavaScript. Yeah. And terminate it semicolon. Yeah. So this is something which I did. Now what I can do in another way as well. This is, I assign the value to the question. Now what I do, I can copy, yeah, Control C, and assign here as well in the beginning. What I have to do, put commas, yeah, and just delete it. So it's up to you, right? Whether you just give a declaration first and then assign the value later on, or you can do in a one go. It's totally up to you. So that's the thing. Yeah. So how you can make a changing a value and how you can interact. Now I'm going to show you how do you interact. Yeah. So what happened over here, like you already printed hello world and you gave this. Yeah. Now in the question, or like this, right, I just delete just in case, and what I do, I just write down the proper one. So I declare a variable message, right, is equal to the alert function triggered. Yeah. And we terminate it with semicolon. So make sure you terminate your thing with a semicolon. Now I'm going to, as I use here document.write. Document.write used to display any data or any information on the web page. Now I'm going to use keyword or a function, built-in JavaScript function alert. So alert is a function like a pop-up. As soon the page is loaded, it gives a pop-up. So inside I will pass the value of I will pass the variable actually. So what I'm passing inside, message, right, and boom, Control S. Did you see this page says the alert function triggered? So you can give, now you see this circle sign is keep going on because it's asking me to interact. So page wouldn't load until I press OK, right? It will keep moving on. And if you see, I already wrote down document.write hello world, but hello world is not displaying there because the page JavaScript doesn't allow. It wants me to interact, press button. As soon as I press button, hello world appeared. That's the beauty of JavaScript. So it's a scripting language. It controls your page. That's a practical example. It controls your page and it tells you what to do. It wouldn't let you go further until you interact, you take your decision. So if you don't press OK, you wouldn't go inside the page. You wouldn't see the information. That's the alert. Now the second here, yeah, I'm just creating your concepts here. what are JavaScript, how it works. Yeah, so the second thing is, again, message. Now I am writing only message. I'm not writing as var message because the variable keyword already declared the variable name and also initialized it, and it has also a value inside. But now I'm assigning another value after this alert message. Yeah, and what shall I give? I give, now we are changing value inside of message variable and terminate it with semicolon. Now you know when it will execute, the variable message initialized, right, and declared, and now the alert function triggered this message displayed, and this is the value it will show. But now I'm changing from this message, the alert function trigger, to this message. Now we are changing value inside of message variable, and now I pass this to again to the alert message alert function here, and the same way it's been done. Now we just save it, show you again, boom, let it execute properly, not disappear. Right, what it's asking me is keep moving because the page is processing and they want me to click. Okay, now I clicked it. Did you see? Now we are changing value inside of message variable. So inside the message variable there is no more message which says this, the first message, the alert function triggered. Now what it's saying to me, the second. So the beauty of this code is, first you store this message inside the message variable, right? Now you changed it. When it triggered, you changed it, and now it's displaying me the second value which is stored in the same variable message, right? And it's processing, and it's not showing me hello world until I will press OK. Now I press OK, boom. Yeah, now we can create something very simple. Now this is something which I've just used for creating a message. Now what I'm going to create a practical example here. So yeah, so what we do in the message, are you Yusuf Khan? Yeah, so this is a message created. Now this is a third value. If you see, this is a third value. I am, oops, what I've done, I had to assign it, not this. Yeah, now it's asking, now there's a third value, third message I saved in message variable. Now alert message, yeah, and I will pass variable inside alert function. Yeah, Control S. Now you're gonna see what happened. The alert function trigger, this page says. Now we are changing the value inside of message variable. Fair enough, I already told. Now are you Yusuf Khan? Now if I do further programming, right, if I extend my script, there will be two buttons, OK, or I can turn it OK or yes or no, right? I says OK, yes, hello world. So this is something we can extend to your username or password or something like that. We can play with it. So this is something I wanted to introduce you. I hope you will like this video and you will have some idea what is JavaScript, how does it work, what are identifier, literal and interpreter, and where it executes. So this is the whole summary which I just gave. And if you like my video, please like and subscribe my channel. Like this video and subscribe my channel because it encourages me to create more videos for you. And till then, goodbye.